What's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another video. Just another typical Sunday. I told myself I wasn't going to work this Sunday or whatever, but I'd rather work on Sunday. That way I can have Monday free, just in case I start getting because I get calls throughout the day that I'm going out, and if I can free up one of my days where I can answer phone calls, run around, do some one-time cuts, just in the beginning. Sooner or later, I'm not going to be doing any one-time cuts because I probably won't have the time to do it, right? But still, in the beginning of the season, I get phone calls and things like that to cut people's yards with single cuts. And if I got time, I'll do it. But I charge, depending on the size of the yard. It could be a small yard, medium-sized yard. I'm charging $65. Now, if the yard is bigger, got some weed eating to do, I might charge them $70 to $75. I might say, hey, my one-time cut is $70 to $75. So, and you got some customers, they'll pay for that because they just need it done, It's the demand, they want it done, they need it done, you're there. And I like to show up at the place, give them an estimate, and I'm already, out and about cutting, and I got the lawnmower right on the back. Because then I'll throw in, hey, I can get you right now. I got time to get you right now, but it's going to cost you $65 for the one-time cut, or it's going to cost you $70. I did a one-time cut yesterday, and I charged $80 for it. And then asked her if they want to get on the schedule, gave them the price for getting put on the schedule. Now, this is like a $50 yard. It's a $50 yard. Not really that big. Nothing really major. Yeah. So I told them, hey, if you get on the schedule, your weekly cut will be $55. If you do bi-weekly, it's $87 if you do bi-weekly. And if I have to come back, say for instance, I tell them if you wait 2 or 3 weeks and then call me back and say you need a haircut, or not a haircut, if you need another cut, then I'm going to have to charge you $80 again for my one-time cut fee. So that puts them in a position, hey, either you get on a schedule or, I win by you giving me $80 every time you call me every 2 weeks, which, you're going to be calling me every 2 weeks anyway, so just get on a bi-weekly schedule and pay the $87.50 or whatever. $87.50, whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, I did have somebody chime in and, ask me about, the equipment that I got. Why do I still buy equipment? I'm a solo guy. Why do I have so much equipment? Things like that. So, I don't look at that as, a negative. Somebody asked me, they're just trying to understand, which I get it. Okay, solo guy, 2 36 inches, 2 52 inches, the push mowers, the backpack blowers, the leaf trailer, you know, the ramp rack, all these things usually that I buy now is for comfort. It's for comfort, like the new spreader that I got. By the way, subscribe to my channel and check out my videos. I got a new spreader. It's an attachable spreader that I could, you know, put on to my 52 or my 36. I usually run with the 36 a lot because it's easier for me to run with my 36 because my yards that I have are not really big, and I like the way the 36 cut looks on yards. I mean, that's just I like the 36 inch cut. Plus, I'm able to get in and out of backyards. I'm not denying a lot of people. So, of not being able to do their yard or get in the backyard. So, it just works out for me with the 36. I'm not doing any type of commercial work. It's just residential yards. And I rock with the 36. So, if you haven't been keeping up, I got another 36. And I haven't even used it yet. So, I plan on getting a quick shoot for it. I plan on maybe putting some twills on it. But right now, it's a backup. My new mower is for the backup, which I should flip it and use my old mower as the backup and use it. But no, I'm not. My new mower is just sitting there for backup. I'll convert it over to being my main one, you know, sooner or later. But yeah, you know, because I want to keep the ball rolling. You know, guys say, you know, you might say, well, why don't you just use the 52 inch? You know, if you need a backup. Yeah, I could, but then again, like I said, the yards that I got and the way that I move, as far as, you know, in and out of backyards and things like that, and a lot of my customers, they got back gates that's like 48, that only opens up to like 48, you know, or 50, you know, inches. You know what I mean? So just that 2 inches, you know, you can't get through. You know, so just to be on the safe side, I just love to use the 36. I like the cut quality. I like the way the cut looks. And I don't have to really think about it. That's why I use the ramp rack. Now, I got back into my my trailer, my enclosed trailer, and it felt good. You know, I was able to carry a lot of more stuff. I was able to put the 52 on there. I was able to put the aerator with my 36 and some other stuff. I was able to do all that. So, yeah, it was in the beginning of the season, I'm needing to haul my, you know, rakes, blah, 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 all this stuff. And it just made it easy. So, but do I prefer to use the enclosed trailer over the ramp rack? No, because my yards, once my season starts in my yards, I don't want to be toting around the trailer unless I really have to. But I want to get in and out. I do like yards along, like you know, they have those private properties with the with the big lake, around the lake. They have private properties, and those are, you know, kind of tight niche streets and things like that. And I hate pulling a trailer through there because it's so tight. So I have no thought process when I just got my 36, my equipment with my 36, and I'm driving. I don't care about if I see some signs, you'll see dead end, you know, and you got to go down this street, and you like thinking, okay, I've never been down this street before. It says a dead end. You know, is it a turnaround dead end? Because I done been down some new development streets where it's a dead end and the street just ends. And you got two houses across from each other. There's no cul-de-sac. There's nowhere to turn around. So now you got to take your trailer and try to back it into, you know, somebody's driveway and do all this other crazy stuff because the development of the cul-de-sac is not developed yet, you know, in those new areas sometimes. Or you just go down a dead-end street and it's like, man, okay, how am I gonna get out of here? Either you got to bag all the way back, or you got to try to figure out something. With the ramp rack, you ain't got to do none of that, you know. Even when I'm parking in the parking lots, or, you know, I got to go pick up some supplies or something like that, you know, it's just easier with the ramp rack for what I do. But long story short, I am getting older. Like with the spreader, I do not want to spread fertilizer or grass seed or you know, anything and use the walk behind, you know, spreader. I don't want to do that anymore because it takes a toll on me, right? So I get tired, you know. I get tired. Yeah, I could do it, but when it starts getting like really hot outside and you got to put that, you know, last application down of FERT, and it's, you know, June and July, it's July and stuff like that, it's hot outside and you don't want to be just walk behind it, and somebody got inclines and things like that. So, you know, when you see me showcase some type of equipment that I have, it's in mind I got it for comfort reasons. Do I really need it? I could get by with it without it. Do I really need it? It's more of a comfort thing. It really is. It's more of a comfort thing. So, Marco's out there cutting the yard. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this yard. I haven't been able to cut one of my yards because my push mower is down. So since my push mower is down, I can't cut the yard. And I let him know that. So he likes his yard push mowed and bagged. So my Turfmaster is down. I got to get a carburetor on there. I got to get a carburetor on the Turfmaster. It's down. My Toro, it needed a belt and it needed to be tuned up and serviced and all that. Guess what it's going to cost me to service the Toro Turfmaster? And then the cutoff switch cable kind of broke, and yeah, the cutoff cable got caught, and it needs to be repaired. And then the cutoff switch part that's attached to the handles broke off. So that has to get replaced. So to do all that service and tune it up and change the belt, because the blades weren't engaging. So that was, I guess, the belt. Something happened with the belt. It broke or whatever. I don't know. Or it needed to be replaced. It's going to cost me $400. They already told me it's going to be about $400 for them to replace the belt and service it and replace that kill switch and replace the line and all that stuff. So it's always something. I just paid $400 for, was it $429? I believe it was $429 already for when my belt broke on the 36-inch. The drive belt broke on the 36-inch. So I replaced that belt. I replaced the other belt. Oil filter. What else did I do to that? That was it, really. And that was like $400. So, yeah, guys, it's repair after repair. And it's that season for me because it's year 9. You guys let me know in a comment when you, and that's another thing. I gotta, it seems like I'm buying stuff again. Now my trimmers I'm still using, but I need to replace my trimmers. They're old. They're, they kind of act up here and there. I gotta wait for the summertime. I gotta wait for the springtime to see. The summertime to see how it acts in the heat. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have to probably replace my trimmers and stuff. Yeah, guys. But yeah, to the person that was asking me why do I have so much stuff, I buy a lot of my stuff now because of comfort reasons and trying to make my life a little bit easier, less stressful. So instead of push mowing, I want to ride. I don't want to push mow anything anymore. To put down some fertilizer or grass seed. I don't want to walk behind and push that anymore. I don't want to do that. So that's why I brought that seeder, that attachment seeder to attach to my 52-inch or my 36. I just want comfort, make it as easy as possible. So when I see a piece of equipment that I think that's going to be beneficial to me, I try to get it, or save up for it or reinvest in it in the business. So and then I use like all my equipment anyway. Like, so say for instance my 52 inches, I use that on my property now instead of, I just use it on my property, but I do have them as backup, and if I ever need them, or if one day I ever do some commercial work or something, or get some employees and things like that. So I don't know. I don't stress on it anymore. If I was going to be a big company, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I have no clue, but I buy a lot of my equipment for comfort. And if I do buy something, it's a reason why I got it. Have I bought some things in the past that I really didn't need? Yep. I think we all have done that, where we thought we were going to need it, thought we was going to use it, I still haven't used that leaf plow. I haven't used that. I ended up getting the Snowmate. I used it in the beginning, but I haven't used that thing, the Snowmate plow. I got the Snow Raider. What else is something? The leaf blower, the stand-on leaf blower. I've used that, but I haven't used that as much as I should have for the price that it was. I haven't used it, as much as I should have. Will I use it later on in the future? I probably will. Heck, when I probably get 55 or 50 or 52, I might have an employee or maybe two. Who the heck knows? But I got it just in case I need it. And I'm hoping that, once my son kind of figures out what he want to do in life, that's what's going to give me the notion to either keep working with the business, keep working on the business, keep trying to build the business in hopes that either he wants to take it over or he wants to help out or whatever the case is. I keep trying to show him and tell him, the money that I make, the potential money that I could be making if I was doing it full time. I always tell him that he has a better chance of making this business more successful than me because he has a lot of friends. And it's nothing for him to say, hey, these are young kids, young adults, young teenagers. It's nothing for him to say, hey, you want to, work with me in my business? I'll pay you, I don't know, $20 an hour. And you can start out weed eating and then, he could go from there. If I was younger and I was in an environment where I had all my friends and people that I grew up with and things like that, and I knew more people that would be interested, and I was young and I had young friends and all that stuff, yeah, it would be nothing for me to and I think when you're young, you take more chances. Anyway, so at my age now, it's like I'll take a chance, but majority of the time I want to keep it under control, keep it safe. But yeah, guys, that's enough of me rambling and things like that. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take care of this yard and move on to the next one. But yeah, I buy equipment now for comfort reasons, so that I'm not working as hard as I would be if I was a young guy. When you're young, you can work hard and it won't affect you. When you're getting to be my age, you start working, you wake up with aches, pains, soreness, your allergies are kicking in and overdrive. Yeah, it's a lot that plays a part. You get stiff. That this yard that I push mow, every year it gets harder and harder to push mow that yard. And it's not an easy yard either. You got an incline, things like that. It's not an easy yard. So, yeah. And I told the doc or whatever, whose yard that I do cut, that I push mow, I told him I'm probably not going to be doing next year. That was the first step. I never told him that I wasn't going to do it. But this year I told him, hey, this might be my last year cutting your yard. And he said he understands because of the drive and stuff like that and things like that. I just don't want to. I'm just getting I just don't want to drive and then push mow his yard anymore. I just don't. So I'm gonna do it this one last year. I know I said that I wasn't gonna do it last year, that I was gonna cut it out this year. I said that I was gonna do it, but yeah, it's gonna happen next year. I just don't want to do it anymore. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll check you out on the next video. Peace.